Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kira and this is Mystique and Illusions. Today we are going to continue our series of special effects makeup artists react to makeup and film and TV. We're going to be watching American Werewolf in London, a wonderful film directed by John Landis in 1981, and it has a score on Rotten Tomatoes of 89% with an IMDb score of 7.5 out of 10. That's some pretty good ratings to me. The movie came out in 1981. It is a horror film, and it revolutionized special effects makeup in the film and TV industry. Now, this has an R rating. It is pretty gory and graphic. It won an Oscar for Best Makeup in 1982, along with 2 Saturn Awards, one for Best Horror Film and the other for Best Makeup in 1982. I've actually never seen this all the way through. I have seen clips and pictures from it, so I'm excited to be reacting to this for the first time. Now, let's dive in and put on our headphones and get started, guys. Let's begin. Blue Moon. If they play like other songs that are like an ironic one, like Bad Moon Rising, that's gonna be diabolical. Okay. Rick Baker, literally the GOAT. I guess that's one way to hitchhike in the countryside of England.
I'm gonna miss you. Bye, girls.
Aw, they're actually like genuinely sweet.
Say knock knock. Knock knock. Who's there? Who? Don't you get it? What? You don't get that joke? All right, I'll try another. All right, say knock knock. What? Say knock knock. Who's there? No. You say knock knock.
They have a cute friendship.
No. Yeah.
I like that. I mean, there's a lot of films where you really don't see a really great representations of best friends, and just kind of you bring out the best in each other and you make each other laugh, but you're also there for one another, and I love that.
That's kind of strange.
That's such a violent like art piece for their company, for their tavern.
What kind of ad is that for a pub? I don't know. Would you rather the Hilton?
Exactly, man.
All right. Hi. Nice to see you. It's very cold outside. Maybe we can come in?
I'm so uncomfortable for them. That's so... Oh!
Look at that. Yeah, what about it? It's a 5-pointed star. Excuse me. Well, what's that star on the wall for?
Dude, you just brought down the vibes.
Jack, we better go.
Yeah.
Go. God be with you.
Oh, thank you.
Wait! You just can't let them go?
Go.
Wear them all once.
That is some creepy shit.
Yeah.
Be suspicious, don't be suspicious. Oh, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
It's murder then. Then murder it is. It's in God's hands now.
Okay.
Listen. Do you hear it?
Why didn't they just tell them they have like a giant wolf roaming the moors and there's been attacks?
Are you gonna help me up or what?
Don't leave him. Oh wow. A lot of fake blood.
Jack.
Let's see here. So he's got a wound on his stomach for sure that we can actually see really well from this angle. It's a giant claw mark, it looks like, maybe 2 slashes, and there is a lot of fake blood, obviously. So with the shot you're seeing here, probably included them splashing some fake blood, like the art department on the grass, and then the makeup department putting blood on the actor's skin. Sometimes it depends on what kind of film you're doing and like how big it is. Like union projects, you're gonna have a lot more departments and less crossover. And for smaller projects, you're gonna have makeup maybe even crossing over into the wardrobe because of the blood. So I know on bigger pictures that have like a bigger budget, more employees, they're especially on union sets, the makeup only does the makeup, the hair only does the hair, the costumes only touch the costumes. You still work together as a team to create, the story that you're telling. Which is why I find makeup and hair and all these different departments in film very important, because as a collective, if you're not all doing your individual job to bring forth the image and the vision that the director has in order to tell a story worth telling to captivate audiences, you have to make it seem real. You have to bring every piece and part into this one thing to create it and to really make that vision and this story able to tell. Because this story would not be able to be told if there was no blood on him, or if they were dressed improperly for, traveling in the moors in England at night. And same for, like, in every department of film. But it seems like they could have torn a hole in the jacket, and it looks like it's been scraped up too. And there's the fake blood on him, so let's see if there's anything else going on here. So the townspeople did come out. It's a bit late. You guys could have kept them in the frickin', oh my god. The wolf is a man now. It's official. Werewolf. Okay. So these gunshot wounds, super cool. I'll actually be doing some gunshot wounds next week, so that's gonna be really fun. These wounds are made from a shotgun at a certain distance. Shotguns, they fire differently than, let's say, a standard issued revolver. The way the shotgun shoots is it's like got shrapnel, so it as it hits you, right? While a normal bullet, when it hits you, it just doosh, and then it blows out the back, right? So as a makeup artist, you see this in your script and you say, okay, werewolf got shot by shotguns. Werewolf turns back into human after being shot. Those wounds are going to transfer from the werewolf body to the human body. So it looks like he has 4 shots that have hit him that we can see. 2 on his sides and stomach area, 1 on his shoulder, and 1 on his chest. So basically, you have to think more in an anatomy, like you have to have a basic understanding of anatomy, if not a more complex, to be able to create these wounds accurately. Because if you don't, people can tell. People can be like, well, that just doesn't look right. Like, he was shot with a shotgun, why does he have like a 44 bullet hole, You're like, ugh. So they sculpted these. They're probably all the same sculpt, but ran multiple times, probably with foam latex, or a type of latex, and applied in those 4 areas. It looks really great. I can't even see an edge, and that's actually a wonderful thing about some blood effects. Let's say something goes wrong, because listen, you guys, you got to be prepared on a set. Like, something will always go wrong, and it is your job, whatever it is, to help fix it, and to find ways to fix it. And I think that's why I think working in film is so intriguing and interesting to me. But these look fantastic, but with that blood around the edges, it does help. Let's say, oh no, something went wrong with this prosthetic, or it got torn. The edges tore off a little bit, so you don't have that nice, clean transition from foam latex into the actual skin. Unfortunately, blood might be able to cover it and not let it be seen. So it looks great. I love that they added some blood into the mouth. Usually when you suffer these kind of heavy wounds, there is more bleeding in the mouth, you know, because the blood, all that blood in that shot probably went into some vital organs, probably went into your intestines and your stomach, blood leaking into your esophagus, stuff like that. So it's really good. I really like it. They probably applied all the wounds and painted them to the actor, then had them laid down, and then they dressed all the blood and probably lastly put the blood in the actor's mouth and told them to either spit up, or they just did a little bit of a dribble down the side. So let's keep going and see what else we see.
Jack.
Wow. Now those wounds on his face from the original attack, I'm assuming some time has passed since there's no blood, and it kind of looks like the gash has kind of gone up a little bit, healing its way up those levels of skin, those layers of skin. So let's see if some time has passed. If it has, that also affects the design of the makeup. So let's say it's been, I don't know, 2 weeks, right? I'm surprised that wound wasn't stitched up, but if they wanted to see it opened, there are other techniques for healing, so it probably would have just healed up and not been as deep. And I like the shape and that there's still some organic tear on the edges and how it lays instead of a straight cut line like made by a knife or a scalpel or something like that. So yeah. I really liked those colorings of that wound. Very intentional in the healing process. You gotta do a lot of reference work when you are doing specific wounds like this. How they heal, what caused the cut, how would it cut it? Was it a straight linear line? Was it teared up? And the layers underneath the wound would probably heal very unevenly too.
But this is no reason for hysterics. Mr. Kessler? Mr. Kessler, try.
What dog? He woke up in a strange place that he has no recollection of being there. You just told him his best friend is dead. Okay, he's probably been in a coma or like for some time. And you are offended on how
not to
upset
excite
he is?
yourself. These dumbass kids, they never appreciate anything you do for them.
This dude is crazy. Who thinks like that?
Just tell him I'm dead. No more calls.
Secondhand embarrassment, man. This is about his normal embarrassment. Gross. Usually those scenes where someone's biting into something, it's usually some sort of actually real food or gelatin usually, just so the actor, it's not biting into something, one, that could be harmful, but something that maybe isn't so unpleasant to bite into, like that actually wasn't any sort of raw meat. It was probably some sort of gelatin. I know for some films, fake blood or you know, the scenes where someone's biting into like doing cannibalism or biting into like a fresh kill or anything like that, it is sometimes like the blood's made out of dark chocolate, and I've heard even some sets they use for roll-ups, like mash them up, pull them up, tear them up so they look like tendons. And I think that's pretty cool and interesting. So, and I've heard people have made so many different sort of blood meat things out of the most strangest things that you'll probably have in your pantry. So that's actually really cool.
Your lunch.
Well, I'm not very hungry. Thank you.
I'm afraid you have to eat something.
What?
You have to eat something.
You can call me David.
Shall I be forced to feed you, David?
This is absurd.
I think
I don't want
they're
anything.
flirting.
Right.
Okay, he is kind of cute though. Okay, crazy dream. That seemed like it was just a basic ghoul's skull kind of looking thing. Probably made with just normal cream base, even water base. Just basic ghoul looking, heavy contour, heavy highlights, very, very pale white, almost gray skin, and some creative bright yellow contacts.
You're a very beautiful girl.
I thought you were asleep.
I was.
I like their chemistry.
Shall I read to you?
Yeah, okay.
It's very natural.
All right, hold your horses. All right already.
What is happening?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is a crazy nightmare. Oh, okay, so gross. But okay, so two things here that we're gonna talk about real fast. The ghouls that broke into their home in the nightmare, it looked like they had just bald caps on and one piece static prosthetic sculpted, and by that I mean there was one expression sculpted into the face. I really liked the painting. It was a good way to kind of keep it looking organic but also show that it's a monster. Second thing I want to talk about is the slit throat and the blood bladder that went underneath it. That is what we call blood gags, and that's usually a foam latex prosthetic piece, so then you can create a bladder that lies under the pre-slit prosthetic, and then you'll usually have tubing underneath the prosthetic that goes down the costume and out the back to wherever the makeup artist is crouched over and sitting. It's kind of funny. You're kind of just like crouched in an awkward position, like a goblin, and you're just waiting for them to call action so then you can push the blood. And you know, you'll have a syringe, you'll push it through, you have the blood already in there, it goes through the tube, and then it comes out, spraying out or leaking down. You'll have to, in the bladder, cut various spots, various tiny holes, so that's where the blood can seep through. And with the slit throat, you want it to look like the entire part that they cut is bleeding, so you make multiple holes across the cut of the prosthetic, allowing the blood to flow as naturally as it would if it was happening in real life. So I actually get to do one of those, not a slit throat one. I get to do one of those next week, and it is a bullet hole gag where the director just wants to see the blood flowing out of the bullet hole, not so much squirting or spurting or anything like that. So let's see how David is doing. It seems like these dreams are probably leading him closer into his lycanthrope form.
I've just had a nightmare.
Not to worry, I've just the thing.
Oh!
Shit.
Yeah. Poor guy. Wow, it was a dream within a dream. I hate those. I hate those. It looks like they dressed her costume with fake blood, and that was probably one of those knife inserts. They're either made of foam, so when you do stab, they collapse completely, or the newer ones are more of like you just push down and it collapses in, and it doesn't hurt you at all. And then there's the foam-based ones.
Can I have a piece of toast?
Oh my god. Okay. Let's take a look at this. That's just so crazy how he just nonchalantly showed up. I'm assuming it's his spirit or something like that. So he's still wearing the proper costume with the same cuts and scrapes in them, the same torn up pieces of fabric, and it looks like this is a huge prosthetic piece. Like, I think this is just one huge piece. It looks like it's a giant piece here, and I really like how it shows the basically ripped up and flayed skin and what it would look like if an animal did that, like a giant wolf. How I like all the organic sculpts in this and the tendons that lie underneath the skin. That's very interesting, and it shows a knowledge of anatomy, and I really like it. And I like how like these big pieces, how they fold, and you can see where the skin has peeled up and it's exposing what's underneath. And it looks like it's a big neck piece, and it comes up here and then splits into two, going around the actor's eye and eyebrow, which was probably an intentional design, so they didn't have to cover his eyebrows or you know, fuss with getting the glue out of there, but also allowing that actor to still have complete use of his eyes, and allowing him to have an easier time emoting, using their emotions to express what their character is going through. And I really like the organic shapes that he has between the slashes and stuff, and the blood looks really great. Wow, no wonder this got best makeup.
Has it occurred to you that
I love the
it might be
movement that it
unsettling to
has
see
with
you
the
rise
jawline
from
as
the
he
grave to
chews.
visit me?
It's gross.
Sorry to be upsetting you, David.
Ooh, a closer look. Like I said before, the forms just look amazing.
I'm going completely crazy.
Oh, and his scars too on David's face are at a different phase or stage of healing. It looks like they're getting a lot closer to being fully healed.
And now I walk the earth in limbo until the werewolf's curse is lifted.
Shut up.
Oh, that's gotta
The
suck.
wolf's blood. It's you, David.
What?
Please believe me. You'll kill people.
Nurse! Listen to me! Nurse!
The supernatural, the power of darkness, it's all true. The undead surround me. Take your life, David. Kill yourself before you kill others.
Wow, I really like the consistency that they brought and the continuity into his character. His jacket was torn up in the same way. I like that they made his eyes a little distressed and reddened underneath. And he still had mud in his hair from the original attack, which is quite interesting. Dude. So this isn't one of those werewolves where if you kill the person that turned you, you can save yourself from the curse. This is... Oh.
I'm a werewolf.
That's crazy. Could you guys imagine a guy kisses you, or a girl, whatever you're into, no judgment. They kiss you, you've shown some interest, they've shown a little interest, especially under this kind of nightingale, you know, nurse falling for her patient because she's caring for them, and that kind of stereotype. But they kiss you and you're like, oh, we just had a moment, like that came out of nowhere, and then the first thing out of their mouth is, I think I'm a werewolf.
Or should I say, wolf with me here? Okay, 1 second.
That was such a bad joke. Oh, that's awkward. He's like oddly charming in a weird way. Like, just a silly goofball.
Well, that's a marvelous night.
Oh, that definitely escalated. All right, good for them. Oh, he looks very different.
You're not real.
His body is decaying further.
Putz, David.
So they went with like a greenish, grayish, corpse-looking paint. Okay, here's a close. Let's have a little closer look here. Okay, so I don't think it's the same prosthetic. I think it's the same generic shape that they made for, you know, his cuts and the wolf marks, but it looks like there's way more texture on his other side of his face to indicate the flesh is rotting and contracting off of the skull. His eyes are hollowed out, of course. His lips are a different color, and of course overall his skin is green with hints of yellow and darkening green for contour and a little bit of gray and black. It looks great. I just don't love that he's almost the same color as his coat. Wow. Love
really
the close
dead,
up
Jack?
on his hands.
Tomorrow night, beneath the full moon, I'll sprout hair and fangs and eat people? Bullshit.
Oh, God damn it, David, please believe me. You'll kill and make others like me.
Take your own life. I will not
That's a crazy thing to ask your best friend to do, even if you're on the other side of the mindset of living. He knows they're hiding the truth. Guys, look who came to watch the movie with us.
The one who lived. He's the one who's in danger, and not Justin. Others will be too. It's almost full moon. He'll change. That's enough!
Dude, they're so stupid. They're just gonna bring more suspicion and more people back to their town. Oh, no! They did! They used this song! I love this song. Oh, they're so dirty for using this. That's foul. Ah. I love it when people who score the movie put on a song that's ironic and it's really funny. Somebody wants upsies. Oh, it's happening right now. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh my god. That's probably so painful. Oh wow, the sweat droplets. That's amazing. I'll pause it. Okay, so I do know with sweat there are many different ways to do it. You can put some sort of oil down on their skin and then spray water on top. Since oil and water do not mix, it should create beadlets. There's a bunch of different ways to do sweat. It's actually really, really cool. Wow. They decided to lay the hair like this. Whoa. Hair growing, it looks like it was punched in. Whoa, oh, his bones. Oh my god. Wow, all that painting looks so good. The vein work, the speckled colors. So it's not just one flat color. that looks amazing. Oh, that's my favorite. That last part of the stage where like his face is oh wow, that's great. Really cool. So I did a little research after seeing this scene, and wanted to talk about how this was done. So, according to my research, this one scene of him transforming took a week to film. A week. And they had multiple stages of the transformation, and they would apply, first they designed the stages, you know, one being like having this much hair, it being sparsed out and maybe not as long, his hands and fingers starting to elongate, get longer and wider. So they made those prosthetics and applied those, and they would apply all the necessary makeup according to each phase that happened. So, you know, phase 1, little bit of hair, you know, elongating slowly, you know, the arms and the fingers and stuff. And then the next step, more hair, more elongation, various color difference in his skin tone, adding facial hair, and then of course more stages included the snout changing and elongating, and that was done in multiple phases too. I can't even begin to tell you how much work went into this one scene. I mean, it must have taken them weeks and weeks to make all of this work, all these different phases of prosthetic, and not only just making them but planning them out. I mean, this is incredible. After watching this scene, no wonder it won all these amazing awards in makeup, and just kind of changed and showed people what practical makeup can do. Let me guess, his first victims. They are like a really cute couple. Tons. It didn't look like they had prosthetics on in that scene. It's just like there was fake blood on their face. He's gonna rack up another victim. Okay. I've actually made a few of those before at a shop I used to work at. It's just a foam latex piece. It's, you know, nowadays you can do them out of silicone too. They're just sculpted hands, and the endings are, you know, cut off to show like it's a limb with tendrils and chunks and pieces coming off. More victims, I bet, the way they're setting this up. Pretty dog. Oh, don't kill the dog. I hate it when dogs die in movies.
Mary, Mother of God!
Hello?
Yeah, who calls out hello to animal growls? Is it just a British thing? No offense to Brits. No.
I can assure you that this is not in the least bit amusing.
I like how they didn't cover up his natural sunken in eyes and some of those dark circles. It gives him a little bit more character and shows him he's just like everybody else. You know, he doesn't need to look like a perfect movie star in this.
It puts you in mind of the days of the old demon barber of Fleet Street, doesn't it?
Sorry?
Now he knows.
What murders?
Haven't you heard?
For sure that the curse is real and that he hurt those people because he turned into a wolf.
All in different parts of the city, all mutilated.
I want you to arrest me, you
What does he think this is gonna get him anywhere?
Queen Elizabeth is a man! Prince Charles is a faggot! Winston Churchill is bullshit! That's enough! No! Let go of me! Please! Shakespeare's French!
Shakespeare's French.
Cut shit! Come on,
He's just thinking of the most offensive things to say to the general populace
That's what
of
I want you to
England.
do. You warned me and I thought I was crazy.
David!
I love you.
Whoa.
What?
I love you. But I think I did some terrible things last night, things I can't remember.
David, let's go and see Dr. Hirsch.
No, you gotta stay away from me, Alex.
David, I can help you.
No, I'm not safe to be with. You gotta stay away from me. I love you, Alex.
Further along decay.
Kessler? This is Gerald
Whoa.
Bringsley.
That looked great. Very fresh. The coloring was perfect. The match on his skin was perfect.
This is Harry Berman and his fiancée, Judith Brown.
Hello.
Hello.
And these gentlemen are Alf, Ted, and Joseph.
Wow.
What shall I do?
Suicide.
You must take your own life.
Thank you. You're all so thoughtful.
A knife.
An electric shock.
A car crash?
You could throw yourself in front of a tube.
Drowning.
Could you imagine what David's going through? That's crazy. All that makeup looked very good. I like that it was in a dark theater too, and I did like the last little bit of Jack's face really being shown in a little bit more light, where it kind of showed more of the bone too. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I didn't think they were gonna do another. I like that prosthetic piece. I really liked the coloration, the forms, in the sculpture. It was a perfect blend of wolf and human.
Some kind of animal, sir.
David. Please. Please let me help you.
Interesting. That looks like there was a lot of either hand punching hair into this prop, because there, I don't know if there's an actor in there. There might be a puppeteer. It's gonna be David and not the wolf anymore. Great bullet wounds. Those looked really good. The coloration was wonderful and no edges. It was seamless. That's how it ends? Just abrupt fade to black? Wow. Okay, wow. Overall, wow. No wonder that got best horror film and best makeup. I mean, that was fantastic. I liked how it was a fairly simple story. It wasn't overloaded with a bunch of detail. It made it a little bit more realistic, you know, in the sense of if this actually happened to an average person just going about their life. Wow, the prosthetics were amazing, and the props of the severed limbs and the dead bodies and the wolf itself. I mean, that was incredible. I can't even imagine how much time and work and dedication went into that. I mean, every single one of those werewolf, like in that transformation, had multiple stages where, a prosthetics was sculpted with his hands just that much more elongated, and then that much, and then that much, and then that much, and then showing more of a form building. I can't imagine how much work went into that. I mean, all the painting and all the running and all the sculpting, and that was just for one hand. They did it for both hands. They did it for the feet. They did it for his legs. They did it for his back when his vertebrae started to show up, and his shoulder blades started to pop out. And I think the best part by far was watching his face transform into that wolf muzzle, and how, you know, beautiful and seamless it looked, and the paint job was fantastic. All the hair work on that thing, oh wow, that was incredible. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to watch it for the first time with you guys here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching this. Oh, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It would mean a lot, and it would help me out greatly. And click here in this corner if you want to watch something else of me reacting to some more effects in movies. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a lovely day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!